Hello guys, and welcome to the next tachograph tutorial video of transport info. In this short video we are going to learn what exactly a driver shall record as other work and availability and how to do that. Let's start. A driver shall record as other work any time spent as described in point E of article 4. Okay, in my previous video we have learned already what does it other work means. As I said before, the maintenance, the cleaning, loading, load securing, that has to be recorded as other work. That's very simple. But the next one is very important. Any time spent driving a vehicle used for commercial operations that do not fall within the scope of this regulation. Let's stop here and analyze these words. So, a commercial operations that do not fall within the scope of the 561. What does that mean? For instance, if you work on a territory which is not a public road with a lorry, for instance with a tipper, then you have the right to switch off the tachograph, the digital tachograph, which means you can use the out mode. But that means in this case you have to record that time as other work, and of course the digital tachograph will do that for you. But what's the story if you have an analog tachograph? If you have an analog tachograph, you have to do that by manually. So that means you have the right to take off the disk, as you don't need to use the tachograph, but you have to record that period as other work. And of course, if you want to go back to a public road, and this is just an example, in that case, if you want to go back and you want to use the public road, you have to use the tachograph again. That means in the case of a digital tachograph, you can switch off the out mode, and of course, in case of an analog tachograph, you have to put the disk back. But be very careful. If your operation will fall within the scope of this regulation again, in English, if you have to use the tachograph again, if you have to use this regulation, the 561 again, then you have to provide the previous 28 days immediately. And you have to provide every single minute. You have to prove every single minute, so no gap. That means you have to record. It doesn't really matter you record it digitally or manually. Of course, if you have a digital tachograph, you can record digitally, but if you have an analog, you can do that manually. It doesn't really matter, but you have to record this. And that's the point. And the same story with the record any periods of availability, because this directive I mentioned in my previous videos gives you the exact definition. What does it availability means? And if you just jump over to that regulation, which is a directive at this stage, that means periods other than those relating to break times and rest times, during which the mobile worker is not required to remain at his workstation, but must be available to answer. In the real life, the best example when you have to wait for dockets. So nothing else you can do, just sit in the truck. You don't need to work, of course, and all you can do just wait. But that's not your free time, so It's very clear example. Now let's jump back, and we have one more regulation here. This record shall be entered either manually on a record sheet or printout, or by use of manual input facilities on recording equipment, which is a manual entry into digital tachograph. But of course, as I said before, you can do that manually if you have an analog, for instance. And if we jump again over to this regulation, which is the 165 from 2014, and the drivers shall record, of course, under the sign driving time. We have the wheel here, which works automatically. Under the sign hammers, other work. Okay, that's other activity, as we learned already. And this one is the availability. We have spoken already about this. And of course the bed as break, breaks, or rest. Right, and that's it. Okay, so that's the point. And in the next video we keep going, and Article 7 is the next. But in the meantime, I have launched my brand new website, which is www.transportcommunity.eu, and I start a new video series about working time regulations for pro members. So just jump over to that website and take a quick look on that. And that website works as a community website for free. So you can leave comments, you can write a post, whatever you want. And that's all about transport. And the main topic is transport. And I just want to provide videos for pro members. Of course, I just want to go deep inside into the regulations, and of course I just want to give you more and more information regarding to basically road transport, but we will start with sea, air, and railways as well. So just take a quick look on the website. If you want to try it, you can try it for free. So you have 3 days to take a look on that, and if you like it, you can join us. But in the meantime, as I used to say, just keep your money in your wallet. Don't forget to subscribe and mind yourself. Take care, guys. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.